The World Economic Forum, WEF, which takes place every year in Davos, Switzerland, is often presented as a meeting of influential people from across the world, including business magnates and intellectuals, with the intention of addressing urgent problems on a global scale. On the other hand, underneath the polished surface is a convoluted network of power, influence, and conflict. This video presents a deep dive into the workings of the World Economic Forum, WEF, the viewpoints of its detractors, and the ramifications of its actions on global governance. What is the World Economic Forum? To what extent does the World Economic Forum really try to improve the state of the world? Or does it only serve as a networking club for powerful people from across the globe? Professor Klaus Schwab established the World Economic Forum, WEF, in 1971, with the intention of bringing together European business leaders for the purpose of discussing various economic concerns. Over the course of many decades, it has broadened its scope to include influential figures in the fields of academia, politics, and the media. There are hundreds of people from all over the globe who attend the annual conference that takes place in Davos. This meeting acts as the culmination of the gathering. According to its description, the World Economic Forum, WEF, is an international organization that is dedicated to improving the current status of the world by involving executives from various industries in the process of shaping global, regional, and industry agendas. Critics of the forum, on the other hand, contend that it provides a stage for the world's most powerful and influential individuals to bolster their authority and influence. The elite nature of the WEF. There is a widespread perception that the World Economic Forum, WEF, is exclusive. The recipients of invitations are often chosen on the basis of their income, influence, or status in society. Certain persons receive invitations. Samuel P. Huntington, a political scientist, came up with the phrase Davos man to characterize a global elite that considers national borders to be impediments and puts their interests ahead of those of the general public. This has led to the emergence of the word. Attending the World Economic Forum, WEF, is not feasible due to the outrageously high cost, which includes participation fees and other related expenditures that may amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because of this price barrier, the forum will continue to be accessible exclusively to the wealthiest people and businesses in the world. Controversies surrounding the WEF. The World Economic Forum, WEF, is talking about protecting the Earth, while its participants are flying in on more than 1,000 private planes. Lack of transparency and accountability. Concerns have been raised about the World Economic Forum's WEF lack of financial transparency. Although it is a non-profit organization, there are few specific breakdowns of the forum's revenues and expenditures, although reports suggest that the forum makes a large amount of money. Furthermore, there have been concerns raised about the interweaving of Schwab's personal commercial enterprises with the operations of the World Economic Forum, WEF, which has led to worries regarding the possibility of conflicts of interest coming up. Another issue is environmental hypocrisy. Although the World Economic Forum, WEF, is committed to fostering sustainability and environmental awareness, the annual gathering leaves a substantial environmental legacy. Over the course of the event, thousands of private planes will arrive in Davos, which will result in an increase in carbon emissions. Some people believe that the lavish lives of those attending the forum compromise its focus on climate change. Influence on global governance. Some people hold the opinion that the programs of the World Economic Forum, such as the Global Redesign Initiative, are efforts to move decision-making away from democratic institutions and toward a technocratic elite with more power. As a result, concerns have been voiced over the weakening of democratic procedures and the accumulation of power in the hands of a few groups of individuals. In the workplace, discrimination. Within the World Economic Forum, WEF, there have been studies that have brought to light concerns of discrimination in the workplace, notably with regard to women and Black personnel. The forum's commitment to diversity and inclusion has been called into question as a result of allegations that have emerged about a dysfunctional working environment and unfair treatment. The Great Reset, a controversial agenda. The World Economic Forum, WEF, launched the Great Reset campaign in the aftermath of the COVID-19 epidemic. This program advocates for a fundamental revamp of global economic institutions to promote sustainability and justice. Although the effort has received support from a variety of sources, it has also been subjected to criticism. Opponents contend that it is a cover for the elite to consolidate their power under the premise of tackling global concerns, and they say that this is the motivation behind it. Protests and public dissent. Through the years, the World Economic Forum has been the target of a significant number of demonstrations. Activists and civil society groups oppose the conference, claiming it promotes inequality and policies that benefit the rich. Several topics, including climate change, economic inequity, and the influence of corporations on politics, have been brought to light via demonstrations at Davos and other similar locales. Recent developments: Klaus Schwab's resignation. If the World Economic Forum, WEF, is indeed effective in resolving the issues that plague the globe, then why do thousands of people go to the streets each year to demonstrate against it? During the course of charges of wrongdoing and internal difficulties, Klaus Schwab resigned from his role as the chairman of the World Economic Forum, WEF, marking a momentous turn in events. Reports indicate that Schwab faced criticism for his ineffective management of organizational resources and his creation of a toxic workplace environment. A major transition in the history of the forum has occurred with his departure, which raises issues about the forum's future leadership and direction. The WEF's role in shaping global narratives. Through the gathering of powerful individuals for the purpose of discussing and promoting certain agendas, the World Economic Forum, WEF, plays a crucial role in establishing global narratives. The forum's dominance in establishing the global discourse has raised concerns about the inclusiveness of the talks and the range of opinions presented. It has been argued by critics that the impact of the World Economic Forum, WEF, may relegate other points of view and strengthen pre-existing power structures. Final thoughts. Although it portrays itself as a forum for global collaboration and advancement, the World Economic Forum is subject to a great deal of criticism over its operating procedures and the effects it has. The credibility and validity of the forum are called into question due to the fact that power is concentrated within a small group of elites. There is a lack of transparency, and there may be possible conflicts of interest. As the international community continues to struggle with urgent problems such as climate change, inequality, and governance, it is of the utmost importance to conduct and, in this video, explore the organizations such as the World Economic Forum, WEF, and the role they play in determining the future. Like, share, and subscribe for more.